Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We have as guest a senior barrister at law, a common law lawyer, barrister Asho Abo Emmanuel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Talking Point.
Good evening, Mimi.
Tonight, as I indicated, of course, I'm sorry for that. As I indicated, we're going to be talking about the arrest of the interim president of the Nigerian Republic and his 9 collaborators. It took place actually at the weekend. It's gone viral across the national territory. A lot of media press were talking about it today and across the national territory and even beyond. First of all, what is your reaction as far as the situation is concerned?
Well, it's very disturbing. I term this the Nigerian hot potato because the Nigerian government has done something that has turned out to be really embarrassing to it, and we pray that this situation should be solved as quickly as possible. To
say the Nigerian government has done something terrible means that it's not official.
It's not official.
Carried out by the Nigerian government.
They've agreed that they've accepted that it was the NSS that arrested
the president
them.
Of Nigeria?
No, the Nigerian. Well, I've read from social media that it was the NSS that carried out the arrest, and I think I saw images of some of their operatives with some of the Amazonian interim government members.
So what are we talking? What kind of situation are we dealing with as a legal mind, barrister?
Well, we are dealing with a situation that may have to turn around extradition, because these are people who have been arrested in Nigeria who are foreigners, and we have a foreign government that is interested in them. And I think the next thing that we want to hear is whether they should be extradited to Cameroon or not.
Is that going to be possible?
Well, you know,
repatriating them to Cameroon or handing them over to the Cameroonian government.
Yeah, we have. You see, our criminal procedure is governed by the Criminal Procedure Code, which is based on common law, and Nigeria also applies common law. So, what we have here is basically similar to what to the situation that prevails in Nigerian common law. It will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for an extradition to be obtained, because if we go by the dictates of sections 643, 42 and 43, with our permission, 642 and 43 of our Criminal Procedure Code, it is going to be very difficult.
To repatriate them from Nigeria to Cameroon.
Yes, it's a felonies and misdemeanors directed against the Constitution, the sovereignty of the state, and public authorities shall be considered as political offenses, for which extradition shall not be granted. And it looks like this is just what the Cameroon government is saying, that these are offenses against the sovereignty of the state. And then again we have 642, which talks of felonies and misdemeanors which are not directed against any kind of government. Any kind of government shall be considered as common law offenses and may justify extradition. Here we have an entire government that has been arrested and is being kept in detention. So you see, it's not going to be an easy case for the government of Cameroon.
If extradition is not possible, handing over is not possible, what about bilateral ties or treaties that have been signed between Cameroon and Nigeria?
Cameroon has no extradition treaty with Nigeria, to the best of my knowledge, except they signed one overnight. But as you know, any treaty that is signed has to be ratified by the Assembly. So to the best of my knowledge, Cameroon and Nigeria don't have an extradition treaty. And
the fact that some other international arrest warrants were equally issued to arrest some of the Anglophone activists who are out of Cameroon, is it going to have any implication as far as the situation is concerned?
You see, extradition can only take place after a full trial on an application for extradition that is brought before the competent court in the country where the people were arrested. And that application has to be channeled by a diplomatic channel to the court and must comprise the documents on which the state is the requesting state is relying. Now, they talk of when you say international arrest warrant. A warrant of arrest, according to our Criminal Procedure Code, a warrant of arrest can be issued by an examining magistrate by the State Council. I have not seen what people call international arrest warrant. Who issued it, who signed it, I don't know. But they have to produce warrants of arrest that are signed by competent authorities.
So what could possibly happen in Nigeria? You earlier talked about common law being practiced in Anglophone parts of Cameroon and also in Nigeria.
No, the whole of Cameroon. Our criminal procedure code is based
Cameroon,
on common law. Yes.
What could possibly happen following the arrest?
They are going to be, the Cameroon government will have to send an application for extradition, which would be listed for hearing before the Abuja High Court, and the High Court will now determine whether there is good ground for extradition or not. And from what I'm reading from our criminal procedure code, which looks like what prevails the other side, I'm afraid it's not going to be very easy.
So now, Barrister, what could be the implication of what is happening, if at all, handing them over to the Cameroonian authority is going to be a possibility? What could be the impact on the socio-political crisis now in Anglophone regions of Cameroon?
Well, if these people were to be handed over to the government, to the state of Cameroon, that is what I don't wish for that, because it will be total calamity.
What do you mean by that?
The first thing is that we are likely to have the reprisal of the Anglophone community against Nigerians who are here. We are likely to have that. The second is that you see, when you look at the list of people who are arrested, there is no military man inside. That means the Ambazonian Defense Forces are still intact. And that will mean that they will go to any ends to cause as much havoc to have their people released, which I don't want that to happen. Meaning
that it will not affect the crisis in any way?
No. When the government disbanded the consortium, did the crisis stop? We are talking of a government, not consortium. The consortium was just a small group. It was disbanded and the thing continued and even went higher gears. Now we are talking of a government that is at the head of a well-organized community. When you look at the videos on social media, these people are well organized. The diaspora is so well organized. They have monthly contributions. Maybe some of us don't know those facts. These people have monthly contributions. To have a new government will not take them 5 minutes. So we should not fool ourselves that by arresting Sisiku and others, you are bringing anything to an end. No. It will instead escalate. The best thing is to have some solution that will calm down the Anglophones. I want to propose, because
just be fast about it.
I want to propose that in my opinion, the best solution to this thing is to have an Anglophone president. If we have an Anglophone president in this country, I don't think there will be any need for secession.
Thank you so much, Barrister, for joining us tonight on Talking Point. Thank you so much.